excited to learn more about it and meet the people and kind of see like what they think about Americans.
I don't think that I've been able to quite grasp how life-changing it's going to be.
It's like this like a strange, can't put your finger on it, like closeness I feel like I already have with everyone, and we haven't even left Ann Arbor yet.
I'm actually really excited to see how kind of my perspective changes as we go. I don't really have too many detailed thoughts right now.
This is going to be something so different, and I know that I'm going to come back a different person, but I think what excites me and kind of makes me a little bit nervous is that I'm not really sure what that means.
I have a lot of thoughts and emotions flowing through, but I think excitement and just like gratefulness is trumping everything.
Let's Go Do launched in the fall of 2013. The program has been providing diverse opportunities for student athletes across many spectrums, and this year, for the second consecutive year, went international.
Hello! Hi!
6 student athletes accompanied by 2 athletic department staffers and donors who made the trip possible traveled to Vietnam over spring break. This pilgrimage would challenge and encourage them in unique ways. Among the objectives, cultural competency and global awareness. At Hanoi University, connections were quickly made. The school's Dean of International Studies met with the Michigan Travel Party and introduced them to a class studying English.
Just the conversations that we had in the classroom to kick things off were really inspirational, just to see kind of the Vietnamese people, especially the young people, their opinion of Americans was really cool, and how open they were with us I thought was extremely impactful.
I thought that was extremely interesting, meeting with the dean, and then when we visited the classroom and met all of the students, they were all extremely nice to us, and I just felt like they were such kind people, and I really appreciated that.
Before departing, the Wolverines taught their gracious hosts the Michigan way.
Let's go Blue on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Blue!
While visiting the Buddhist Leadership Institute, they meet Native clergy who lead care, support, and educational efforts related to HIV/AIDS. A staggering 1 in 200 adults here are HIV positive.
Kind of learning about what the monks are doing in Hanoi and how they care for the HIV patients and even drug abuse patients.
I've learned about AIDS in my classes and like HIV and how like the disease affects people, and it seemed like the lack of understanding about the disease is what caused so much pain.
Later, they wind down by shopping at a local fabric store. Silk has never felt so smooth. Even with their hectic travel schedule, a reminder that they're still athletes. So a morning 5K gets the blood flowing for another day of adventure. Learning about Vietnamese military provides the students with a lifelike history lesson. They tour a museum at a former prison site, or what became known by American POWs as the Hanoi Hilton. Demolished in the 1990s, the remnants showcase the miserable conditions and deplorable treatment experienced by its occupants.
The prison was pretty intense, and we saw a lot of things there that were difficult historically and very sad.
It's been a really eye-opening experience. Just the inhumanity of it is extremely striking.
In order for some person to think of like a gruesome torture like that, it's hard to understand, honestly, and it's hard to put into words.
Local culture is explored at the Museum of Ethnology. Exhibit structures are breathtaking and feature daily life, art, religion, and more. Built in 1070, the nearby Temple of Literature is one of Hanoi's most impressive tourist attractions. Consisting of 5 courtyards, the temple is home to the Imperial Academy, Vietnam's first national university. The trip becomes emotional on a visit to Da Nang while learning about the devastating effects of Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. Still today, over 500,000 people in the country's central and southern regions suffer from cancer and birth defects. The stay was shocking, educational, and heartwarming all at once.
We're told that it would be a pretty hard experience going in, but I think actually being there and seeing the children in person, you can't prepare for that. I think when I first initially saw the children, I was really taken aback by how genuinely happy they were to be with each other and to learn.
Something I wasn't expecting. I was a little nervous about the language barrier communicating with these kids because obviously I speak little to no Vietnamese, and it was crazy to see the way that we were able to translate just through body movements and overall just giving them a smile, knowing that we were their friend and there to help them and have a great day.
Their joy in the midst of everything that they go through in life and the disabilities that they have, and I think that just puts a lot in perspective for us being student athletes at Michigan, how fortunate and how blessed we are to be in a position that we are.
The trip continues touring a Nike contract factory in Saigon, one of over 70 nationwide, employing more than 370,000 contract workers.
I thought it was really cool to be able to just walk down the line and see how the shoe kind of goes from absolutely nothing to a whole shoe.
More military history is in store, exploring the Cu Chi Tunnels and War Museum. Between 1950 and 1965, soldiers, farmers, women, and children constructed a 75-mile network for storage, field clinics, and living space.
Oh, Lord. Goodness gracious. I do not like this.
Dingy, dirty, and measuring 3 feet tall by 18 inches wide, the tunnels were used during conflicts with France, China, and the U.S.
I was looking forward to coming here the most, actually. I think it's tremendous how much history is here, and I think I know too little about the Vietnam War, so I was really excited to come here and learn a little more and experience it firsthand.
The tunnels were crazy. They're small, you're claustrophobic, but the fact that people knew where to go and that they knew and had, whole villages down there, I thought was remarkable.
This leg of the journey was especially real for Taylor Timko. Her grandfather served in Vietnam and gave her a photo and his dog tags as a connection to the past.
I can't even put into words like the emotional experience I had. Kind of retracing his footsteps, just to go back and kind of relive his story for a day was one of the most heartfelt experiences I've ever had.
Americans, I feel like, kind of live in a bubble. Like, we in the United States have it so good that if a bunch of them came over here, I don't think that they could even begin to try to put themselves in the shoes of Vietnamese people and their history and what they've gone through.
Girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me.
With the trip nearing its end, we find more bonding at the Tao Dan Social Protection Center. This safe house guards children from exploitation and gives an outlet to kids who dropped out of school or never attended. Their spirit was uplifting. As the bus rumbles down these roads a final time, the athletes reflect.
Taking care of yourself is easy. It's very easy to surround yourself and buy a big house, have a nice car, put up a white picket fence, and give yourself a little bubble that you can live in. But taking care of someone else, taking care of other people, gives you a purpose in life.
The power of conversation and connecting with people. Not just the people that we met in Vietnam, which we had some amazing experiences meeting people there, but within our group, I think each and every one of us can attest to the fact that we established some really deep connections with the leaders on the group, the donors, and the other student athletes.
Going to the university in Hanoi, those kids that we talked to and the professors and the dean were very open and able to have like open dialogue with us, and I was so thankful for that because I was very apprehensive to initially talking to them, but we broke down language barriers and we broke down stereotypes, and it was just like super amazing to experience.
I think it definitely puts life in perspective when we come here, and I feel extremely grateful for everything that I have, like back in the United States, and that the people here have been so nice to us.
How happy the people are here, and like whether anything is going wrong or whether like whatever their past history is or what we've done to them or what they've gone through, they seem to always have a smile on their face, and they've just been so nice to us that I think we could all learn something from.
Dr. Ben Gilmore told me a really cool quote that there's no future without forgiveness, and I think that is that's the motto of the Vietnamese people, hands down.
Let's Go Do Global helps students prepare for life after college. It enhances their awareness, leadership, and resourcefulness, and gives them a perspective that changes their lives forever.